Hi, and welcome to another lesson. Today, I will talk about three ways to encourage proactive behavior at work. This is Mimi, your teacher for today. So stay with me and we'll have fun with this short lesson. Now, let's talk about being proactive first. Let's define proactive behavior. What does being proactive mean? The definition of proactive, the dictionary definition at least, says that a proactive person is one who gets things done. If you are proactive, you make things happen instead of waiting for them to happen to you. What does this mean in practical terms? It means you are taking initiative, taking an active role, or taking control of a situation. One of the strategies that you can do to become more proactive, the practical strategy, is instilling the right habits. So what do you do? What sort of right habits do you need to have? There are two suggestions here that I can share with you. One is planning. You have to have a plan. If plan A fails, for example, what is your plan B? So making sure that you have a backup is always one of the signs that you're being proactive on something. The other skill or habit in relation to planning is predicting, knowing what possible scenarios can occur or might happen short term, medium term, and long term. And if you can visualize any potential opportunities and threats, also make you very proactive. For example, you are arranging for your group, whether it's a family thing or a work related thing, to go out and have fun, some sort of outdoor activity, and you haven't planned on what if the weather changes? What if it rains? Do you have umbrellas? Or what if it's a long travel and you don't have a spare tire? You don't have an extra container of petrol, for example. What do you do if you get stuck in the middle of nowhere? So planning ahead plus predicting whatever circumstances may happen will make you become aware of what sort of um, things you need to bring during your outdoor trip or some sort of plan B in case something bad happens, then you have an alternative activity if you can't really go out that day. So that's strategy number one, instilling the right habits. Strategy two is modeling the behavior. What does that mean? So you do active participation, be active in initiating changes or any required action, or anticipate and predict, being ahead of everyone else, always be ready for the unexpected. When you model the behavior, you just don't say this has to be done XYZ. But what it means is you actually do what you say. You actually do what you suggest. So if in a meeting, for example, somebody says, oh, so we always forget to bring handouts or we always forget to prepare a PowerPoint presentation, so the meeting gets really, really boring and sometimes out of focus. What you might want to do is at the end of that particular problematic meeting, put your hand up to say, all right, for the next meeting, I'm going to make copies of any handouts you may have, provided that you send that to me like a week before the meeting, and this will enable me also to create a PowerPoint presentation for the next meeting. So modeling the behavior, you actually just don't say it, but you actually do it. Strategy three is evaluation. What does that mean? There are two types of evaluation or two aspects of this. Number one is self-evaluation. You can make note of what works and keep using it if it does work. And if it doesn't work, you also take note of what doesn't work and modify that if necessary. So aside from self-evaluation, you can ask for feedback as well. You can get your colleagues' thoughts and opinions on your strategies, ideas, solutions, and actions, and consider if these feedback may assist in further improvements. You know, asking for feedback is sometimes difficult to do because it's human nature. We're so proud of ourselves. We don't want to admit mistakes. We don't want to admit our shortcomings. But if you can pull a colleague aside after the meeting, for example, probably somebody that you can trust, and just ask for quick feedback, then it won't be too difficult rather than asking for a whole group to provide feedback at the meeting itself. Then if there are comments that become out of control, then you will end up being really, really miserable. So try to find a strategy to do some self-evaluation and to ask for feedback. So what can we do? What sort of things and reflections or applications can we have out of the topic today? Number one is be realistic. No one is perfect, so you can set some goals, but realize that not all the strategies may work perfectly according to your expectations. So even if you have a plan B, a plan D, a plan E, and still nothing works in any one of those backup plans, accept that probably it's not the best thing to do. So the other thing that you can do is keep a list of your strategies and share with your friends and colleagues, knowing that employers value employees that show more proactive behavior at work and that proactivity improves team and individual performance. So if I were you, I'm going to take note of scenarios and situations where something has gone wrong or something has happened but may need further improvement, and you've suggested ways of improving it. Document those processes, and at the next performance review, you can put that as part of the plus points or key performance indicators for your role. And your manager will appreciate you for that and might even consider you as one of the leading people doing some innovative work around the office. So that means it's a plus and a win-win for you, your manager, and your work. So being proactive is not just doing it for the sake of doing it, but you need to be genuinely interested and you need to be genuinely committed to providing value to your workplace. So that's it. That's our topic for today on being proactive. And if you require more help, you can always talk to your human resources team. They may have some materials to share with you regarding proactive behavior, or they may refer you to some training on personality development. But if you need more help specifically on this topic and you need more guidance from me, you need a little bit more support, clarification around the topic of today, don't hesitate to contact me at scribenotes101@gmail.com. Visit my website or connect with me on my Facebook page. I will be more than happy to respond to your queries. So again, this is me saying, have a great day and start being proactive. You can do it. I know you can. Bye for now.